Welcome everyone to today's meeting. Good to see everybody's faces in various, oh hi Ashley, good to see various faces in various states and locations. We've got people outside, we've got people pretending to be outside, we have people, with sun in their eyes and inside, yes, okay. Well, it's good to see everybody. I'm going to get started here. Let's start. And let's see what happens when I do this. So I want to introduce some of our guests and any visiting Rotarians. So I know we have Jim, if you want to, we're going to let you present to us a little bit later, but if you just want to say hey to everybody now, that would be great.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me and look forward to giving you a nice update about teenagers.
Morning, Jim.
Do we have any other guests or visiting Rotarians out there? Anybody see anybody? Hey, well, welcome to all you Arcata Rotarians. Thank you for being here this morning. And here is a Rotary vision for us to keep our eye on the prize, so to say. And we're going to jump right into it. We got a lot to see today. And I think we're going to start with Mr. Golem there as our Rotarian of the month for August. John, you want to check in with us? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Are you going to share a screen?
Now I'm unmuted. Good morning, all.
There you go.
Oh, hey, that's my screen. Good morning. El Presidente asked me to do a little show and tell for this meeting. And so I put together a little video. Originally, I had thought about donating platelets during the meeting, but we actually had enough of a need earlier in the week that I needed to donate earlier. So I made a video that we'll watch that shows kind of the process of donating by apheresis. Apheresis is a process where while you're donating, your blood goes into a machine at the bedside, it gets centrifuged and separated into its three main components, platelets, plasma, and red cells. And we keep what's most needed by patients that day. And let's go. So when you arrive at the blood bank, we have some additional COVID-19 precautions that we're taking, information that you need to read before you come in. I'd already been at work that day, so I didn't need to get my temperature taken. But because of COVID, we're taking everybody's temperature as they come in. You come in and register. We ask you to look over the donor information materials. There's information in there about how blood is used, various medications and travel restrictions. Because we're dealing with the FDA, there's actually a list of European countries. Then you answer the questionnaire, which is all on tablets. It's about 50 questions that are mandated by the FDA, and you do have to do the questionnaire every time you come in. One of our most asked questions is, when are you going to get a nothing's changed since last time question? And that's going to be up to the FDA, and we'll see if it ever happens. So you answer the questionnaire.
John, we see you rather than your screen.
What? That's not right. That sounds terrible.
You look fabulous, by the way.
I wonder why that is. It is full screen. Well, crap. I don't know. You're not seeing the video now?
No. Maybe if you get out of screen share and get back into it again.
Thank you. I will give that a try. Speaker view.
I so much like having our teachers here.
Yes.
There you
How about
go.
now? Video?
Looking good.
Okay, so I'll start over because it's short anyway. So COVID-19 information, come in and get registered, start answering questions on the questionnaire. There are actually some major revisions coming to the questionnaire in a couple of weeks. There are some things that we've been lobbying for quite some time that were on the FDA's to-do list, and when COVID hit, to everybody's surprise, they said, okay, do it. So we've been working on updating the questionnaire, and that'll go into effect in a couple of weeks. So if you've been deferred in the past, after the 24th, keep an eye out. We'll probably do some press releases and such with some information. So do the questionnaire. I think this is where I left off. And then you'll be called back to a screening room where you'll do a confidential interview where we'll get clarification on any questions. We Zoom through that because it's, you know, confidential. You get asked backup questions about the answers on the questionnaire. We'll take your pulse, blood pressure, and check your iron. I know we have a lot of blood donors here, so I know a lot of this is remedial, but if anybody out there hasn't donated blood, that process takes a few minutes. We take temperature in there again. That's part of the normal process. The temperature at the door is a new COVID thing. And then you head out to the donor floor. Again, because I'm donating platelets here, I get a special chair and an electric blanket. We want to keep you warm while you're donating platelets, keep the blood flowing. And this particular stick was one of the best sticks I've ever gotten. Michelle's excellent. And I literally did not feel the needle go in. So once you're stuck, with apheresis, you're in the chair longer than a typical blood donation because of the centrifuge process. It can be up to an hour and a half in the chair. It's seldom that long, but the advantage is that in this particular donation, I donated a unit of plasma and 4 doses of platelets. In a unit of whole blood, there's 1/5 of a dose of platelets. So what I donated was 10 times as many platelets in one donation. And the need for red cells has actually plateaued over the last few years as they found more need for uses for platelets and found ways to do with less red cells during surgeries. There's actually less of a need for red cells than platelets, yet there are more red cells than platelets in a unit of whole blood. So apheresis allows us to target what the most needed component is and not waste the other components. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it there, and we'll come back to it later in, let's see, how do I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Come back to that in a little bit when I'm finishing up my donation.
Great, thank you. I'm wearing my Serving with Our Talents shirt today to remind us that there are a variety of talents that we all have, and certainly John is showing us something that almost all of us could do. So we all have that talent and probably didn't even know it, and it would make a great difference. So thank you, John. We'll come back to you later to see if you how that ends up. So I wish that the red button to end the meeting wasn't so red, because I'm drawn to it every time I'm looking at my screen, because it's red and it calls my attention, and I've come so close to ending the meeting for all of us so many times. So just want to say, if that ever suddenly happens, it's not you, it's me. Just being attracted to that shiny, that red little button there that keeps.
I think the machine understands that, because it gives you the "Are you sure?" question.
Yeah, but see, and I haven't, done it yet. So, so that's good. All righty. So we're going to go to, we're going to double door it. We're gonna talk about service and fellowship here at the same, well, almost at the same time. So I want to turn it over to Amanda, who is going to just share very briefly a report from Community Services, and then we're going to actually ask all of you to join a Community Services meeting here in a couple minutes. So we'll start with Amanda, and then I will stop. Turn it over to you, Amanda.
Well, I don't have a screen share, but I'll make it quick. We had our first community service meeting, I think, since COVID started yesterday morning, and kind of talked through the plans that we had in place and our plans in the future. We have some cool things on the horizon and a lot of opportunities for anyone interested in getting involved, and we definitely need more people. So there was only 7 of us there, so there's a lot of space for Rotarians who are looking for a home. We're going to try to schedule a meeting in a couple of weeks, and I'll send that out to everyone as well. But if you're interested, please shoot me an email. I'll put my email in the chat after this so we can kind of talk through it, and we can make sure that you're on the radar to get to all of our meetings, and we work around your schedule. Our talks, we've got current projects are pretty small. We're doing some senior delivery of meals right now, and let's see, the garden project. But what we're looking at, it looks like one of the other Arcata clubs has started getting back into the Adopt a Highway. So Carol will be reaching out to you to see if we can't get that going again, social distancing, of course. We're also, one of the new ideas that Lori and Lisa are going to be spearheading is the senior yard cleanup, kind of done in a day, I think is what the Eureka Club calls it, but a fun way where we could get a whole bunch of club members to show up at seniors who really need a big yard overhaul and have it do a half day of yard work and really change their lives. Help them out. We're also Karen's gonna be poking around trying to figure out where we're at with Peninsula School, if anything needs to be done in there. And Mike's gonna be looking at working with, seeing where we were at with the vet center, which I think was one of our pre-COVID projects, which got backburnered. And then our reach streaming thing right now, but we're looking for lots of new ideas, is seeing if we can't work with maybe the city or someone to try to figure out a way to help social distancing, socializing in the winter as a community resource. So trying to work with them to see what we can do on like a shelter or a heated space where we could host events and other people could host outdoor safe events. So I think I covered it all. Did I miss anything, team? No, again, I'm getting thumbs up from the team. So that's where we're at. I think we're gonna have some of us in all of the different breakout groups later, so you'll hear lots more about it. But we definitely need more community service help, so come join us.
Well, great, thank you. So I'd like to go to Jim Ritter to kind of share a service opportunity that he'd like us to know about. Jim, do you want to go ahead and share that?
Sure. Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Maggie, for inviting me. And thank you to this club for continuing to just do so much great service in our community and supporting all of our programs with youth over the years. I wanted to invite you to join us, consider joining us as a potential volunteer in high school and college distance learning classes. Distance learning is challenging, of course, but one of the things that worked pretty well last spring was high school classroom teachers bringing guests, virtual distance learning guests, into their classes to share information and expertise. So for example, we have a biology and community health class, and we help to bring different healthcare providers into that class. We have a personal finance class, so people coming in to talk about interviews and resumes and such. So it just helps the teachers because they can connect their curriculum to real world jobs and different career opportunities down the road. So we're working with local chambers and Rotary clubs to just get the word out about that and provide the opportunity for all of you to consider volunteering. I shared in the chat, and I think Maggie will follow up with this, the website for signups and also my email. And I'd encourage you just to check out that landing page and think about if you'd like to participate in that. So it can be career insight. Some volunteers have shared actual lessons in partnership with a teacher. So come in and provided information about a particular curriculum area, real world or job skills like, you know, how to do a good job in an interview, hobbies. It's really pretty diverse, just drawing on the amazing talent that all of you have and that we have in our community, and putting that together for classroom teachers, high school teachers, and college instructors. So I think that's a pretty good overview. And I don't know where you want to go, Maggie, if anybody had a question, but again, my email and the website to consider signing up is in the chat. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
And I'd just like to say that I participated in the Eureka morning meeting a couple weeks ago when Jim did the same presentation. This is a wonderful program, and there's a lot of us that have a lot of expertise that could go into the schools and really make a positive difference.
Yes, thank you. It's a great opportunity to share, you know, and help kids out right now who are actually there's good data to show that the older we are, the better we're coping with better we cope with adversity generally. But the COVID situation definitely the older we get, it seems the more resilient we are in a lot of ways because we've been through a lot of different things and we can have a longer term perspective. And I think some of the younger kids are really, our youth are really suffering because they've never seen anything like this and nothing to even remotely compare it to. So, so I wanted to just let you all know that tomorrow, if anybody wants to join me and do some weeding, tomorrow from 10 to noon, I'll be at the Open Door Community Garden.